Gaming is most of the time based on the type of gadgets you own. Many gamers have a craze to buy expensive yet very complicated stuff. When we talk about innovation or modification, we're referring to the change, but many interpret modification with betterment. Obviously, modifications are supposed to bring about a positive change, but that's not the case every time. Sometimes, in fact, a significant number of times, the innovations result in a negative direction. Although they weren't meant to be, they end up just being a flop or incompetent stuff. However, one can just judge it for what it's meant to be, but being people, we rely on and desire the things that could make everything good. So, today you're going to see a list of some gaming gadgets which were intended to make things better in gaming, but they ended up just being huge flops in the market. At number 8, Steel Battalion Controller for Xbox. The original purpose of the Steel Battalion controller was to bring realism to the simulator genre. This allowed you to control a tank with a complication of 40 buttons and a foot pedal that came alongside it. The gameplay inside of getting better got more complicated because of how you're supposed to deal with 40 buttons at a time along with a foot pedal. One has to complete the game and be a master of the Steel Battalion controller, or you have to try another way. At number 7, VRX Racing Simulator Mach 4. The VRX Racing Simulator Mach 4 was not a flop in the market. However, the only fault of this simulator was its price. We all agree that gaming's an expensive hobby to keep and you have to spend pointless money to satisfy these desires, but a gadget that's worth $25,000 is not only unaffordable but also one that lets people question their pockets. Even though this was not a flop, it was very efficient but failed to get the market's attention in the right direction. So it turned out to be a failure. At number 6, Alpha Grip AG5. For PC gamers, their keyboard and mouse are of much importance. The main purpose of the Alpha Grip AG5 was to replace the ancient concept of keyboards, trackball mouse, and so on. If we only look at the idea, then this is surely not a bad one. However, when you implement it and look at the actual form of Alpha Grip AG5, it's a complete flop. But why? Yeah, that's the question. The AG Alpha Grip, instead of making the gaming hobby simple, made it more complicated. Although this gadget included all the necessary keys of both keyboard and mouse, they were placed in such random and complicated ways that it would take a long time to adjust to it. Unsurprisingly, it was soon placed among the worst gaming gadgets. At number 5, Datamancer Telegraph Mouse. The Datamancer Telegraph Mouse was nothing more than a mouse. However, since it was modified, it was based on a very different look, very typical and very eye-catching. But as said earlier, innovations aren't always positive. Even though the mouse had a very attractive look, it was worth $1,000, and no one wants to buy a mouse for $1,000 no matter how nice it looks. However, besides being expensive, it was a little bit complicated to use. It was designed for gaming but wasn't suitable for vigorous gaming, so it's lost in the battle of being up to the mark. At number 4, Kinect Game Boat for Xbox 360. The Kinect Game Boat for Xbox 360 was no doubt a flop because it didn't really include any specific feature. The gadget was nothing more than a seat for 2 players. It was more of a showpiece than a gaming gadget, but still, if we look at it closely, then there was a major flop because not even 2 people could fit in it properly. At number 3, the Power Glove for the Nintendo Entertainment System. The list of the worst gadgets would be incomplete without this Power Glove. It features NES controller buttons as well as numeric buttons. You can press the buttons to input commands of your choice, and you also have the option to customize some features. However, not many games were released that could be played with it, and it was criticized for its complicated use. At number 2, Datamancer Seafarer Keyboard. Just like the Datamancer mouse, the Datamancer keyboard was also released. It was based on an ancient but eye-catching look. One should not forget that the gaming gadgets are purchased based on their performance and features, and then their appearance. The keyboard didn't include many features. Instead, it was just beautiful by looks, but it didn't let you carry out the same vigorous gaming problem we had before. So eventually they were swept off the market. And at number 1, the Shawwish Mushroom USB Stick. On the top of the list, we have this gadget, the Shawwish Mushroom USB Stick. Its only function was to act like a normal USB and nothing more. As far as the appearance is concerned, this was a very cute little mushroom-shaped USB. It was created with a blend of white gold, yellow gold, rubies, and sapphire. Well, what did you think it costs? $36,000? Yeah, I didn't think so. This whopping price tag was the core reason it came out as its biggest failure. Well, guys, that was some of the worst gaming gadgets ever seen. Let us know what you thought about them in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.